Welcome to Tales from Turtle Island, Native American Myths. Journey with us into the rich and vibrant world of indigenous storytelling, where every tale carries the wisdom of ancestors and the spirit of the land. From creation stories to legends of animals, heroes, and the natural world, these myths reveal deep connections to nature, community, and the mysteries of life. Whether you're curious about the origins of the world or the lessons hidden in ancient stories, join us as we explore the timeless myths that have shaped Turtle Island for generations. Let the journey begin. Tales from Turtle Island, Native American Myths. Native American myths form a vast and profound body of stories, teachings, and spiritual insights that have been passed down through generations across the many diverse indigenous peoples of North America. Often collectively referred to as Turtle Island, in indigenous worldview, a name that honors the continent's original inhabitants and their sacred relationship to the land. These myths are more than just tales. They are living narratives that shape identity, explain the cosmos, and teach moral values. What is Turtle Island? The name Turtle Island is widely used by many native peoples, especially in the northeastern woodlands and Great Lakes regions, as a traditional name for the continent now called North America. It refers to an ancient story where the earth was formed on the back of a giant turtle. This image symbolizes the earth's living essence and the deep connection between humans and the natural world. The term Turtle Island carries spiritual significance, representing a worldview that sees the planet as a shared home, a sacred space, and a community of beings. The role of myths in Native American cultures. Native American myths are not mere fables or entertainment. They are sacred teachings embedded in ritual, ceremony, and cultural identity. These stories explain the origins of the world, animals, humans, and natural phenomena, convey moral lessons about respect, balance, and responsibility, preserve history and ancestral knowledge, connect listeners to the spiritual world and their place within it, reinforce social norms and community cohesion. Each tribe, nation, or cultural group has its unique myths and storytelling traditions, reflecting its specific environment, history, and values. While diverse, many myths share common themes: creation, transformation, the roles of animals as teachers or tricksters, and the sacredness of nature. The creation myths of Turtle Island. One of the most prominent and widespread myths across many indigenous peoples of Turtle Island is the creation story of the earth on the back of a turtle. The Earth Diver Story. This is a classic form of creation myth where the world is formed from the depths of water. In many versions, the story begins with a great flood covering the earth. Sky Woman, a celestial being or spirit woman, falls from the heavens, often after a dispute in the sky world. As she descends, aquatic animals dive beneath the water to bring up mud or earth from the ocean floor. This earth is placed on the back of a giant turtle, which grows and becomes the land we call Earth. This myth carries deep symbolism. The turtle represents the enduring and patient earth. The aquatic animals symbolize cooperation and sacrifice. Sky Woman's fall links the celestial and earthly realms. Different tribes like the Haudenosaunee Iroquois, Anishinaabe, Lenape, and others have their versions, each with unique nuances, but sharing the core elements. The Haudenosaunee Iroquois creation story. In the Haudenosaunee tradition, Sky Woman's daughter gives birth to twin sons, Good Mind and Evil Mind, who shape the world through their opposing forces. Good Mind creates all good things, while Evil Mind introduces challenges and chaos. This dualism teaches the balance of light and dark, good and evil in the world, and the necessity of harmony. Animal figures, teachers, tricksters, and guides. Animals in Native American myths are more than creatures. They are spiritual beings with personality and purpose. They often serve as teachers, messengers, or tricksters, guiding humans or testing their wisdom. The trickster, coyote, and raven. The trickster figure appears in many native traditions, though taking different animal forms. In the Southwest and Plains, Coyote is the classic trickster, cunning, mischievous, sometimes foolish, but always transformative. In the Pacific Northwest, the raven plays a similar role. Both teach important lessons about human nature, the consequences of pride or greed, and the unpredictable nature of life. Trickster tales often include creation or discovery of important cultural elements, fire, language, customs. Teaching humility and respect through the trickster's mistakes. Explaining natural phenomena through playful or chaotic actions. Animal clans and totems. Many tribes have clan systems linked to animals, believed to be spiritual ancestors or protectors. These animals embody particular qualities and serve as guides for individuals or groups. For example, the bear clan might symbolize strength and healing, the wolf clan loyalty and cooperation, the eagle clan vision and courage. The sacredness of nature in myths. A central theme in Native American myths is the sacred relationship between humans and nature. The land is alive, filled with spirit and intelligence. Mountains, rivers, plants, and animals are relatives, not resources. This worldview fosters a deep respect for the environment and sustainable living. The seasons and cycles. Many myths explain the changing of seasons, the cycle of day and night, or the movements of the sun and moon. These stories connect human life to the rhythms of the earth and emphasize balance and renewal. For example, the Ojibwe tell stories of Nanabozo, a cultural hero and trickster who shapes the world and teaches respect for nature cycles. The origin of fire, corn, and other gifts. Certain myths recount how important elements like fire, corn, or the sacred tobacco plant came to humans through the actions of animals, spirits, or cultural heroes. These stories highlight gratitude and the gift of sustenance from the natural world. Heroic and spiritual figures. Beyond animals, many myths feature heroes and spirits who undertake quests, battle forces of chaos, or teach sacred knowledge. The thunderbirds and spirits of the sky. In many Plains and Great Lakes tribes, thunderbirds are powerful spirits controlling storms and thunder. They protect the people and maintain balance between forces of nature. White Buffalo Calf Woman. Among the Lakota, White Buffalo Calf Woman is a sacred figure who brought the people the 7 sacred ceremonies and the sacred pipe. Her story symbolizes peace, unity, and spiritual renewal. Oral tradition and storytelling. Native American myths are primarily oral traditions. Storytelling is an art that requires skill and respect. Elders pass down stories during ceremonies, around campfires, or in community gatherings. The telling changes slightly with each narrator, keeping the myths alive and relevant. Contemporary importance of Native myths. Today, Native American myths continue to be vital. They inspire art, literature, and activism, reminding indigenous peoples and others of the importance of cultural identity and environmental stewardship. They also challenge mainstream narratives by sharing alternative views of history, spirituality, and humanity's place in the world. Examples of popular Native American myths from Turtle Island. 1. The story of the Great Flood. Many tribes have flood stories similar to the Earth Diver tale, but with different characters and lessons. For example, the Lenape tell of a flood sent by the Creator to cleanse the world, but a man survives by building a raft with animals, symbolizing renewal and respect for life. 2. How the Bear Lost His Tail. A humorous story found in various versions. This tale explains why bears have short tails. The story usually involves a bear who loses his tail after being tricked or caught, teaching humility and the consequences of vanity. 3. The origin of the Milky Way. The Cherokee tell how the Milky Way was created when a dog ran off with cornmeal and spilled it across the sky, creating a celestial pathway. This story connects the stars to everyday life and teaches about generosity. Themes common in Turtle Island myths: balance and duality, light and dark, good and evil, male and female forces work together in the world. Interconnectedness. Humans, animals, plants, and spirits are all part of one family. Respect and reciprocity. Taking from the earth requires giving back. Transformation and change. The world is always evolving. Stories often include shape-shifting or lessons about adaptation. Sacredness of storytelling. Myths carry truth and must be honored. Why these myths matter today. In an era of environmental crisis and cultural loss, Native American myths remind us of the importance of living in harmony with nature. They offer an alternative worldview centered on respect, responsibility, and relationship rather than domination. Listening to these stories can inspire new ways of thinking about community, sustainability, and identity. Tales from Turtle Island. More than just old stories. Native American myths, often referred to as tales from Turtle Island, stand as a profound and enduring testament to a worldview deeply rooted in reverence for the earth, respect for all life, and an understanding that humans are part of an interconnected web of existence. These stories are not relics of the past or simple entertainment. Instead, they are living expressions of indigenous knowledge systems, spirituality, and ethics, continuously passed down through oral tradition and lived experience. This essay explores why tales from Turtle Island matter today, not only as cultural treasures, but as vibrant guides for understanding our origins, morality, and place in the cosmos. They invite us to rethink our connection to the natural world, revealing a relationship based on respect, reciprocity, and spiritual kinship. Turtle Island, the earth as sacred. The term Turtle Island is used by many indigenous peoples across North America to describe the continent itself. It originates from one of the most widespread creation stories among indigenous nations, a tale of the earth being formed on the back of a giant turtle swimming in the primordial waters. This image is powerful and symbolic. In these myths, the earth is not an inert object or a mere resource. It is a living, breathing entity, imbued with spirit and consciousness. The turtle itself symbolizes endurance, patience, and the sacredness of the planet that sustains all life. This story encapsulates the indigenous belief that the earth is sacred, a mother who nurtures her children, the humans, animals, plants, and all beings. This sacred view of Earth contrasts sharply with many modern perspectives that treat nature as something to be exploited. For indigenous peoples, the land is a relative, a provider, and a spiritual presence. It demands respect and care, not domination or neglect. Every creature has meaning. In Native American myths, animals, plants, and natural features are never mere background or resources. They are sentient beings with their own spirit, purpose, and wisdom. This worldview sees all creation as family, connected through unseen bonds. Many stories center around animals who teach lessons, act as messengers, or serve as cultural heroes and tricksters. For example, the Coyote is a trickster figure in many Plains and Southwestern tribes. Through his cleverness and mistakes, he teaches humans about humility, balance, and the consequences of actions. Similarly, the Raven in Pacific Northwest traditions is a creator and transformer, responsible for bringing light and knowledge to the world. The bear may symbolize strength and healing, while the eagle represents vision and spiritual connection. This belief in the meaningfulness of every creature reinforces a deep respect for biodiversity and the environment. It also highlights the idea that humans are not separate masters, but participants in a shared community of life. Human life intertwined with the natural and spiritual worlds. One of the most important elements of tales from Turtle Island is how they reveal the profound interconnection between humans, nature, and the spiritual world. These are not separate spheres, but overlapping realities that influence and shape one another. Many myths describe how humans were created from natural elements or descended from celestial beings, linking people directly to the cosmos and the earth. The spiritual world is full of beings, ancestors, spirits, animals, forces of nature, that interact with the human world. Rituals, ceremonies, and stories maintain the balance and communication between these worlds. This worldview encourages a sense of responsibility, humility, and awareness of the unseen dimensions of life. It teaches that human actions have spiritual consequences and that harmony with nature depends on honoring these relationships. Teaching origins, how the world came to be. Native American myths provide answers to profound questions. Where did the world come from? How did humans arrive? Why is the world the way it is? The Earth Diver creation myth, shared by many indigenous peoples, tells how the world was created from the primordial waters by animals diving to bring up mud that formed the land on the back of a turtle. This story emphasizes cooperation among beings and the sacredness of Earth as a foundation for life. Other myths explain the creation of the sun, moon, stars, plants, and animals, often attributing their origins to sacred beings or transformative acts of cultural heroes. These origin stories connect humans to the universe in a web of creation and remind listeners of their place within this cosmic order. Teaching morality and life lessons. Tales from Turtle Island are rich with moral teachings that guide human behavior. These lessons often come wrapped in stories of heroes, tricksters, or animals whose experiences illustrate virtues and pitfalls. Respect and humility are central values. For example, trickster tales often show the consequences of greed, pride, or deceit, reminding audiences to live in balance and with integrity. Other stories emphasize generosity, courage, patience, and the importance of community. These myths also teach about the reciprocal relationship humans have with the earth. Taking from nature requires giving back, whether through ritual, gratitude, or sustainable living. This ethic of reciprocity is vital for maintaining harmony and balance. Teaching about the cosmos and the spiritual order. Many myths describe the cosmos as layered and interconnected, with the earth at the center surrounded by the sky, the underworld, and spiritual realms. The movements of celestial bodies, sun, moon, stars, are explained through stories of spiritual beings or animals. For instance, some tribes tell of thunderbirds who bring storms and thunder, controlling the balance between sky and earth. Others tell how the Milky Way was created or why the stars shine. These cosmic stories are not just explanations, but invitations to see the world as sacred and mysterious. They encourage humility before the vastness of creation and remind humans that they are part of a larger spiritual order, inviting reflection on our own connection to the world. While tales from Turtle Island originate in indigenous cultures, their wisdom speaks universally, inviting all of us to reflect on our relationship with the earth and each other. In a time of environmental crisis, climate change, and social fragmentation, these myths offer an alternative perspective, one grounded in respect, reverence, and responsibility. They challenge us to see the earth not as a commodity, but as a relative, to recognize that every creature has a role and a voice, to remember that humans are not isolated, but woven into a greater web of life. By engaging with these stories, we are invited to listen deeply, learn humility, and embrace a more sustainable, compassionate way of living. the living tradition of storytelling. It is crucial to understand that Native American myths are living, not frozen in time. They are kept alive by oral tradition, ceremony, and practice. Storytellers, elders, and community members pass these tales down, adapting them while preserving their core teachings. This living tradition means that myths continue to evolve and remain relevant. They guide daily life, inform community values, and inspire activism and cultural renewal. Respect for this living nature is essential when approaching these stories. They belong to indigenous peoples and reflect their identities and worldviews. Examples of stories that embody this worldview: Sky Woman and the Turtle. The foundational creation myth about Sky Woman falling from the sky world onto the waters below, where animals help her bring up earth on the turtle's back, symbolizes the origin of the earth and humanity's connection to both the celestial and natural realms. Coyote the Trickster. Coyote's adventures, both foolish and clever, teach about the complexities of life, the importance of humility, and the consequences of selfishness or arrogance. White Buffalo Calf Woman. Among the Lakota, White Buffalo Calf Woman's arrival brought sacred teachings, the pipe ceremony, and spiritual renewal, emphasizing peace, respect, and connection to the land. Contemporary relevance. Today, these myths continue to inspire indigenous resilience and cultural revival. They also inform environmental movements and spiritual practices worldwide. Understanding and honoring tales from Turtle Island is a step toward healing historical wounds, respecting indigenous sovereignty, and embracing a more harmonious relationship with the planet. Tales from Turtle Island are much more than old stories. They are living expressions of a sacred worldview, one where the earth is revered, every creature matters, and human life is deeply intertwined with nature and spirit. Through these myths, indigenous peoples teach us about our origins, ethical living, and the cosmos, all while inviting us to reconsider our connection to the world around us. Engaging with these stories offers a powerful reminder. To live in balance, respect, and gratitude is not just a native ideal, but a human necessity. Thank you for joining us on this journey through tales from Turtle Island Native American myths. We hope these stories inspired you to see the world through the eyes of indigenous wisdom and the deep bonds between people, animals, and the land. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to explore more ancient myths and legends from around the world. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. Share your favorite Native American myth in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, keep the stories alive.